Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Raw and Wild Hearts podcast. I'm your host and guide, Lori Rising, and welcome to today's very special episode called Healing Pain. Yeah. Oh, should we take a big collective breath together? Yes, we have been through it. These eclipses packed a punch, even in all of their forward momentum and in all of the forward energy that we're feeling because of how far we've come, because we are vibrating on such a light level at this stage when you've been doing your work, right? When you've been connecting, tuning in, tapping in, turning it on, moving through the deepest retrograde excavation periods that we've had. Even with that, these moments of celestial events are still going to rock our foundation. They're still going to rock our being because they rock the universe and we are the universe. Everything that happens out there happens in here. We're an extension of it. We're a piece of it, right? It's all consciousness in different form. And we're just these tiny little forms of it, really just working it out. We're just unfolding that consciousness, right? And so the day of the Scorpio eclipse, which was 2 days ago, I want to say it was May 5th. I don't even know what day we are anymore because today is a brand new day. I woke up and it was like the sun was shining in my soul again. And I'm just receiving all of the downloads after letting myself be in that healing pain, which is what we're going to get to in this episode, for a few weeks, if not a month, if not a couple of months, is what I really want to say. And it was wildly uncomfortable. I had to keep reminding myself to let myself be there, right? Without the resistance, because the resistance and the struggle kept coming in. Oh, it kept showing up in really big ways because I have so much life to do. You feel me there, right? We have all of the to-do list. We have everything on our plate in front of us in every day, whether it's our family, our kids, our business, our relationships, our meditation, our, spiritual practice, whatever it is, we have filled our days with many, many things. So when these periods come in that are asking us to do the deep soul work on a guttural level that almost hit us over the head with it, where it's body, mind, soul, spirit, everything is being drawn into what wants to be revealed, which is what the eclipses do. They bring up like the stuff that's really deep down in the hidden crevices and the cracks, right? Because they're going to be there. This is the human gig. It's the human journey. We talked about this in my moon circle and the membership circle, this for the Scorpio eclipse, that we're here for the experience, for the contrast. The more that we invite it in and do the work. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Hello. The door was like, yeah, we're closing it on that exclamation point. The more that we say yes to doing the work and letting ourselves flow into it out of the resistance of the expectation of what needs to happen, of what we've created in our linear mind that we think is going to be success, the easier it gets. It's like the vision I see with this is a spiral, right? We keep moving through the spiral, but the spiral continues to elevate. That's the growth. That's that ascension and acceleration that we're thirsty for, because we know the more that our cells open up in this place of light and consciousness, in the creation energy that's been residing in them all of the time throughout all of the lifetimes, right? The more that opens up, the more we know what's available. The truth comes out that we've been doing it with a whole lot of effort and actually out of alignment for a very, very, very long time. And here we are. We're in the moments. Even if we're looking at years, these are literally like moments of disrupting the generations of patterning, because we are absolutely ritualistic beings. We love to repeat things. And the more we repeat anything, the more we get really good at it. We become masterful at it. But maybe what we're not doing is being conscious of what we're repeating, because we can often be reacting unconsciously. But now what we're transforming into is practicing intentionally. So what I want to talk about today with healing pain, wow, it's been unfolding for me. And I had just this major download with it yesterday, this like, aha. And I was like, there it is. There it is. I'm coming on tomorrow. Let's do this, right? I'm in alignment. I'm feeling the excitement. I'm feeling jazzed in my body. And yesterday, I literally was like out for the count. I could not, I was struggling. I had so much work to do, right? I'm bringing you in again. Like you can feel me here. I'm launching right now and I literally haven't launched because I have been doing this deep work with the eclipse energies, looking at some of the deepest places of training and programming in the generations. It's like, I feel like since 2020, we've been doing a lot of, it's almost the surface work, right? The surface work of what we know, what our experience is in the now moments, right? What we've even been through maybe in the last few years, and then go back further and then just into this lifetime. And now we're moving into the generational wounds, right? We've been doing the personal wounds and traumas. We've been doing the cultural wounds and traumas. And now we're really going into the ancestry. We're really accessing very deep places of that, because that is like what fuels our resources. What do you consider your resources? When you hear that word, what comes up for you? Is the only thing that comes up for you money? Because that is the patterning that's been going down through the generations that has become such a struggle and a tension in ourselves and a trauma through these lives that has just continued to repeat and be passed on. And Mercury is in retrograde in Taurus right now. So this is the extra oomph on this. I mean, I've been looking at a money story that I knew was there, but I'm feeling it in a new space of, I want to say lightness, but curiosity. And I'm sitting with it every night. I'm doing the journaling work. I'm really letting whatever's there come up without judgment. And what I want to say with judgment is oftentimes we can bypass the depth of the wound and the pain, because we want to believe that we have evolved beyond it. But that means it's staying in the crevice. It's staying down in the crack, and it's still residing, like creating that density in our cells. So this is where, when we get so like down and dirty and raw and vulnerable, as the knowledge starts to open up in us, dive in. Let yourself be in the discomfort of that. Let yourself go through it, and let yourself create space for it. And that may mean changing the expectations up, changing the schedule up. I have so much more to share about this, because I've been going through it in a very intimate process with a new container that I'm opening in my business, which is a really big deal. So to be going into this kind of, almost, it feels like an identity crisis, because y'all have a lot going on transiting in my first house. So when I say these things, has to do with the astrology and the planets, right? The energy that's happening with the planets that are moving around us, and how do they look in your natal chart. So if you need help with that, there's so much help on the internet. You can just even do a search, but you can also get a reading with me or somebody else. You can dive deeper in to really find out where these big celestial events are working, what environment in your life are they working with? And when I say for me, I'm seeing a lot in my first house, that is the house of self, of even the physical body. And I've had a lot of physical pain that has actually kept me from the schedule and the expectations and what I think I need to get done for this launch to be successful in what I've known in the past or what I've been told in business culture around me, or even what has come down generationally in my cells. I come from a family of small business. So it's been really wild to sit with this in such, like, I want to say brightness and alive energy, even though it has been hella hard, so hard. And yet here I am. So let's talk about healing pain real quick, because I want to come at this in different ways so that we can really understand it in a holistic way, in a holistic space or energy. Okay. So I'm sure many of you know, and if you're new to the podcast, hello, I'm so excited you're here. Thanks for joining. I hope you get so much support out of this space and this transmission. So I am a trauma-informed healing artist, and I have been doing cellular embodiment work for 25 years. I've studied with the visionary John F. Barnes for over 20 years. Like, this is my truth. This is my innate medicine, right? And it's all about opening up the emotional and physical traumas that are stored in our cells to release them out of our body. This is beyond our control mind. And that has been probably the biggest piece that I've worked with people, especially when I was in a one-on-one in-person practice, that we have to find our way into, because we have been trained to create our lives from a place of fear/control in what we've experienced in the past and what we expect in the future from those experiences in the past, which actually keeps us in this place of limitation of all of the limitless potential and possibility that's available in the present now moment. And also that's available when we're in alignment, because when we're back there or over there, there's often a miscue. We're unaligned, we're imbalanced, right? Because we're functioning on what's actually not in reality, and we're not in our body or our innate navigation system. We're not listening to it because we're following the programming and the conditioning and training that's been coming through, that's occupied all of this space up here in our linear mind and the loops that go on there. So when we actually begin to let the body know that it's safe and bring it into this present moment in this embodied space, and when we take the brakes off, which is we move beyond the fear brain or the fear mechanism of feeling like we might be in that trauma forever, or it might actually kill us. It might destroy us, because that moment of imprint or impact of the trauma is literally pulsating through your cells. And the reason it feels like that is because we're suppressing it and holding it in a place of tension. When we actually open the floodgates and say yes to letting ourselves feel it without resistance, that's when we move in quantum shifts and leaps, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to be creators, builders, visionaries. We're here to produce miracles that we have not yet experienced. And that includes healing. We are our best healer. We are the innate healing that we came in with. But all of the systems that we created around us actually disempowered us and disconnected us from what happens when we're in full alignment. It's like I'm getting this vortex, this spiral, this circle of our body, mind, soul, spirit, when all of it is coming together and creating the magic that does move worlds. So y'all, feel into this. Religion got our soul or our spirit, even our energy. The school system got our mind, and the medical system got our body. We fractured ourselves. And then we tried to create success from that fractured place. And that only takes us, if you can see me, if you're here on YouTube watching the video, hi. But that takes us it creates a struggle and it creates dis-ease. And then we keep siphoning our power out, looking to those systems to find wholeness, but we're only finding it in bits and pieces. So the healing pain that I want to talk about, which is where we have often stopped ourselves right on the edge of that majesty, of the majesty of what we've never let ourselves fully experience because we're so involved in what we've known of the past or in the history, and we negate everything that's yet to come that no human has actually felt yet. We've gotten so comfortable in fearing the unknown and really fearing our power and staying in the struggle. Anything that we repeat, we create neural patterns, and it makes it easy to tap back into that energy. So we have to believe what we've not actually felt or experienced yet in order to create it. And so when I start working with people in a somatic capacity, right? When we start tapping into the body consciousness, which is actually our innate navigation system, which is continually trying to send us messages to thrive and live in ease and be limitless, much more so than the struggle and the constant rationalization of the thinking mind. When the body feels a safety in letting go and releasing these imprints of trauma, we re-experience the trauma because it's living within our body. It's different than how our mind loops it and experiences it because our mind has created a new story for it. This literally takes us back to the moment of impact. And this, my friends, is called healing pain. And this is also where so many of us stop ourselves. Because when we don't know what's on the other side, we have been trained to fear it being stuck. So where does that training come from? It comes from us being stuck for a very long time because we've been holding these patterns within ourselves. And we've been in that place of struggle and tension and imbalance. So we're the ones that have just kept this cycle going within ourselves because we come to the precipice and then we back up and we want to stay in what we've known, but we always go back to what's not been working, right? So when you have the courage to believe in what happens through transformation, when you let yourself trust that that healing pain that's coming up is actually the release of the memory and even the physical imprint, because we're going to feel it as it opens up because we've been repressing it and suppressing it and pushing it down, right? By not showing our emotions, by not being raw or vulnerable, by not, being intimate with ourselves and fully authentic in our light, in our truth. We've been staying in a box and limitation of judgment or criticism or whatever it is. When that releases, we get a flood of it. And when you can stay in the trust and stay in the open channel, of believing deeper in what's on the other side of the unknown than holding on to the struggle that you've known, it leaves the body. And all of the pain is gone. That's where we find the balance. That's where we find the alignment. That's where we find the health, the glow, the light, the truth of our souls and our spirit. And we've been masking it with our medical system. We've been suppressing it with our fear of what we've not known and of our power. So the healing pain, it's literally what can happen to us physically as we do the somatic work. And it can also happen to us psychically, energetically, mindfully, when we're doing these deep excavations and really dropping in from a whole sensory experience into what's being revealed, right? Whatever your story is around whatever limitation it is, whatever you're fearing, what you're holding in tension because your mind has told you that you won't survive on the other side, when you know deeply that you will be here on the other side, when you believe that you have community and support around you, when you feel the energy and the possibilities of what happens with these types of transformations, with the cellular upgrade and the shifting in our body consciousness and our full alignment of our light body with our physical self, the healing pain doesn't get the best of you anymore. And I'm saying this from very personal experience. I have been through healing pain over and over and over in this lifetime. And on the other side, when I let myself drop in, be with it, trust it, I always come into a higher frequency. I always find a bigger ascension. I always get more clear on the shadow and the experiences and the relationships and the pain, whether it's physical, emotional, energetic. I get more knowingness. I get more of my own innate truth in it, even if the experience hasn't changed, even if the evolution doesn't come in the way that I thought it was going to or the way that I wanted it to happen. I get the soul's truth of it. And that's where I get the growth and the learning and the lesson. So I want you to notice, especially in these times of excavation, with whatever is coming up for you, are you in the struggle where you're trying to produce and it no longer feels like you're in alignment because something is coming through your body consciousness that is ready to be revealed and transformed and moved out in connection with and co-creation with the planetary energies, the cosmic weather that's always with nature, with everything that's always there to help us move through the contrast, through the shadow and the light? And if you are, notice where you might be stopping yourself. Notice where you might be backtracking for fear of what's on the other side that you've not known yet. Or notice when that healing pain is coming up. It's like a squeeze on your heart where you're feeling the intensity of whatever it is even bigger without the reprieve, without the result or the pressure being let out. And just notice if you can let yourself be in that and even drop deeper into it. Let go of whatever was on the schedule. Get more in the flow instead of the struggle. And trust that when you do that, to the best of your ability, I know that we do have commitments, especially when we have families and when we have business and work and things like that. But whatever you can finagle enough or whatever you can shift enough to give yourself just the space to get out into nature, to do your breath work, to take a sauna. I'm saying that because I just got a sauna, right? Like to talk to a friend, to do the things that disrupt the energy, change the energy, to go build something, right? I just built that sauna. I just built my fence because the struggle has been so real for me. The identity crisis in my first house has just been knocking on my door and coming back. Even when I've committed to all of these other really big things in my business, and I've had to trust in divine time, and I've had to let go of thinking I needed all of that time to do the work because I just wasn't in alignment. And that is not how we do New Earth business anymore. So I hope that this has been super supportive for you. If it has, share this episode with a friend, with a family member, with another. Tag me on Instagram. Let me know. Send me your comments and your thoughts, your questions. I would love to dive deeper into this with you. And also, come hang out with me this week because y'all, today I have come back in. The downloads are coming through. I feel a full yes on moving forward in my launch because I let it go. I have so much more to share on that, and I'm going to be sharing it on IG Live all this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be giving away amazing prizes this week. So definitely come hang out with me. See if the prize has your name on it, or just get some golden nuggets. Ask me some questions. This is my way of doing deep connection and almost outreach with y'all without putting together a mastermind. Because honestly, it was more important for me to excavate these wounds and these traumas. They were physical, they were energetic, they were generational. And now I have a really deep understanding of them where I get to work with them in my power. So I'm coming on live every day this week with you. I'm giving away 2 of the bonuses that are a part of my new live container that I'm launching this week. It's called Soul Biz Streamline because y'all know it's time for a new earth business rebirth. We need your innate medicine. We need your soul business. And I am here to drop in to the multidimensionality of how to do business. I've been looking for this kind of course the entire time I've been in the online world. And I am now putting it together for you because I don't want you to waste the amount of time that I have. I don't want you to go through the struggles that I have. I want you to have the 3D skills. I want you to know how to put a video together. I want you to know how to do a lead magnet, how to have a customer journey, right? I want you to have all the tools and tips that I have gathered along the way. And I want you to get into the mindset work. And I want you to get into the embodiment and your innate guidance, your psychic strength, your body consciousness. And I want you to get into the adaptability and the flow. This is the New Earth way of doing business. We know we don't have to do it from scarcity or sensationalism anymore. And y'all, I felt the scarcity in these past few weeks, and I cannot wait to share more of that power with you. It is big, and I'm feeling it. So please come join me on Instagram at The Raw and Wild Hearts. Come on into my email newsletter community where I give away free, vibrant health tips just to the email community. So jump on my email newsletter. Just come into the world, y'all. Things are about to pop off. And yesterday, I had a very different doomy feeling. That was not there. So much to share. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Again, if you've gotten some value out of this, I would so appreciate your rating and review on Apple Podcasts. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, comment, and let me know what really was an epiphany or an aha for you in this transmission. And help us get to 1K subscribers, because when we get there, I'm doing another giveaway. I'm giving away a free 90-minute astrology and Akashic records reading, and those are going off. The energies are palpable. There's so much guidance pouring through, and I would love to be that conduit for you. All right, y'all. I'm so happy that you've been here with me. Thank you for dropping in. And until next time, don't forget to keep looking up.